Welcome back. Now we are ready for stage 2. So we've done the Java install. If your Java is not working, you've downloaded it, you installed it, but you get a unknown command at the DOS prompt, as you've seen in the previous video. If you're still at that stage, don't continue because Eclipse isn't going to work until you have your Java working. So go back and fix the Java. And it might just be a case of checking your spelling to see that you've typed in the correct path on the in the path window of the system environment variables. So if you've made a typo, it's not going to work. Worst case scenario, try to reboot your system as well. If you've opened up your DOS command line window and you've left it open and you've gone back to it to try it again, close the window, open up the window back up again to reset the environment variables after you've made the changes to your environment variables. In any case, work through those problems and then start this next part. And we're continuing on with the install. And so now we're going to look at Eclipse. And we're going to install Eclipse as the integrated development environment as a front end to Java. Because as we've seen before, let me switch to Windows now, the Java doesn't do anything. Java just sits there and it's running in the background, but we don't have an interface to it. There's no window, there's no icon, there's no menu item, there's nothing. So that's why we're installing Eclipse. So I'm going to go to my web browser again, my Firefox. You can use any browser you want, you don't have to use Firefox. And now I am going to go to my link, which I've saved already for Eclipse. And if I click on the link, and let me zoom in on the URL for you so you can see that. It's basic eclipse.org/downloads. And this is where we're going to find the Eclipse IDE and everything that we're going to need. You might also want to bookmark this. It's not a bad site to have bookmarked just to follow the updates and to get the user manuals and things. But Eclipse is fairly straightforward, and I'll be showing you how to use it throughout this course. So go to the URL, pause the video, come back, and let's take a look at the download options that we have available. We have several to choose from, actually. And again, you're going to need to get the right one for your right Windows version. There's both a 32-bit and a 64-bit version, so make sure you can actually identify which system you have. And a little bit of introduction on Eclipse. It's absolutely free. It is an open source utility, and it is actually written in Java. And it is fairly feature-rich, not bad for a free program. And there's many different versions of it. I like the Helios version. You can see up here, Eclipse Helios. If you go to the download screen, whichever is going to be the most current is going to show up. You may use whatever Eclipse version that you want. You don't have to use the Helios version of it. I like this one because it works with the Android development tools. And if you watch my Android videos, coming soon. Those videos will be using the same browser, so it kills a couple birds with one stone. You have to install both Java and Eclipse, and then also Android development tools as well, but it's all the same stuff. So let's keep things consistent, is what I say. Anyway, so now we have some options. We have the basic one on the top, which is the one that I actually prefer. We have it basically just supports Java. And the next one underneath is for the Java EE version. We don't need that because we didn't install Java EE. We only installed the Java. And EE actually stands for Enterprise Edition. It gives you a bunch of tools for RMI, for JDBC, for a bunch of other tools. If you take the client server and the internet class that I teach, that one will be using the EE version, Enterprise Edition. And then we get into Java, RMI development, distributed computing kind of environments. But we don't need that for this class. This class is on object orientation in Java. There's Eclipse Classic, which has several different other tools bundled with it. If you notice, it's 170 megabytes versus just the regular IDE that's 99. The one on the top, the 99 megabyte one, is stripped out. It's just the IDE, which, is kind of keep it plain and simple is how I see it, which is why I like that one. If you're interested in doing C++ development, you may also use Eclipse for that, also PHP. JavaScript development. There's a ton of different different support for different platforms if you go through and you see. And this is continuously being worked on. So it is definitely improving year by year, month by month. All right, so let's just get to it. I am going to want to install the one that's on the top, the Eclipse IDE for Java developers, and I'm going to select the Windows 32-bit option. You can either click over here, you can click over here, it doesn't really matter. But what I'm going to get here is a download, and I have to pick a site. Either the mirror site or download it from the HTTP interface, or I could download it through a BitTorrent. I'm actually just going to do the HTTP interface because I don't like BitTorrents. So, but if you prefer that method, you can do that as well. So I'm going to zoom in here. This is the file that I'm downloading, and again, your version number might change if you have. If you download this, a couple months from now, we might be to a different version. You just want to get the basic Eclipse. Anyone actually for this class will work. You don't need the Helios version. Okay, so I'm going to save the file. I'm going to press OK, and the file is going to hopefully download for me. And so we've got the file downloading. It's downloading to my desktop, and I'm going to pause the video here. Actually, maybe just end this video. Actually, I'll end this video, and then I'll start the video up again with part 2 of this, which is going to be covering the install.